Beautiful people, welcome to the Dr. Joy Show, your prescription for total wellness, and I am your host, Dr. Joy. Ooh, we have two fabulous guests today, and they are going to talk about unlocking your magic. That's right, unlocking your magic, because we all have it, right? You just got to find it. So, but before we get started, you know what we do on the Dr. Joy Show. We take it down with 3 deep breaths. Are you ready? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. How do you feel? I know I feel great. Ooh, I want to welcome Lorna, Gager, and Christine Okezie to the Dr. Joy Show. Christine, this is your encore performance, welcome back.
I'm so excited to be back.
You guys are transformational health specialists, and you have just formed a business called Unlock Your Magic.
Yes.
And it's for women?
It is for women.
Yes.
Why only women?
Well, you know, it's just where our zone of genius is. You know, we like to support and guide women who've been on a very similar path that we have. So we kind of, know what we're talking about. It's a personal experience that we want to share.
And you guys have a lot of experience.
Indeed.
Together, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Okay.
So Christine and I met in a coach training program. And we got paired up in one of the very first classes that we had. It was on the telephone, and we just connected. It was just one of those, hate to say it, magical things.
Yes.
And we just knew, we became partners through the program, and then we became very good friends. And past that, we said, we really need to do something with this, because we're both transformational and health coaches who have the same philosophy, and we wanted to take it further.
So you guys were destined to meet then?
No mistakes. We were even share the same birthday. We were born under the same moon.
What? wait. You have the same birthday?
Within 24 hours of each other.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is that? Can you share it?
Yeah.
December 26th and 27th.
1969.
Wow. December, woohoo, because I'm December 1st. So, yeah, it's a fabulous month, we all know, right?
Yes.
So how did you start your business? I know you met in a coaching class,
Right.
but then
How did we start?
How did you start your business? I know you met in a coaching class,
Right.
but then
How did we start?
How did we start?
So it's a really great story. So about a year ago, Lorna and I came together and said, okay, well, what are we going to do? What can we do to combine our offerings and really offer something of value? So we did a retreat. We hosted a women's retreat. We took about 16 women up to the Catskills at the most perfect inn,
Gorgeous
and it was
fall.
nothing short of
Magical.
The amount of inner peace, joy, clarity, calm that folks walked away with. The next day we came back, we had our morning coffee,
Right.
and we said, okay, we have
We
something
said
here.
this really was something. We have to go forward with this.
So you started the business, and then you had a retreat.
No, we had the
You
retreat that
first, gave birth to the business.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And we said, what can we do more? So we decided, let's have a platform to offer even a deeper, broader scope of offerings around supporting women to unlock their magic.
So what does it mean to unlock it? What does unlock, I mean, I have my own definition, but I want you to tell
Would love to hear
me what does unlock mean to you?
Right.
There's so many different answers to that, but I think that the thing that it really comes down to, and the thing that people understand, is unlocking your magic is really becoming your own best friend.
Ooh.
Right. And that's what happens when you say that, right? Everyone kind of goes, how nice would that be to be able to count on yourself the way that you can count on your best friend? And so many women do that for so many other people in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
But not for ourselves.
Yeah.
We get to the bottom of our own priority lists, and we're lucky if we get scraps. And it's backwards. It's absolutely backwards. And we find that when you unlock that magic and when you become your own best friend, you actually have so much more
To give.
to give to the world, to give to your families, to give to your kids.
So we have these competing priorities all the time, right?
Yes.
And as a motivational speaker, as a television talk show host, and I'm going to have a new radio program on the dial coming soon, I always like to tell people you got to put yourself first, because when you do that, it's self-care, which is definitely a priority, but you're able to take care of others better.
Yes, because you cannot serve from an empty cup.
You cannot serve from an empty
You have
cup.
to fill yourself up first.
Yeah.
So, do you guys talk about stress at all in your?
Yes, so there are lots
let's
of ways
talk about
that we, there's a lot of ways that we get cut off from our magic, right? There's a lot of ways that we can't find or reconnect to our magic.
And
that's when you live a stress-filled, frenzied life, right? And
Yes.
we all have busy lives. We have obligations, folks who are depending on us, and all of it. And it's all good, it's all there. But at the same time, we'd like to say, when you unlock your magic, you tap into a source or a new capacity that allows you to move through that with more ease, with more trust, with more confidence. So no matter what is thrown at you, no matter how many things you need to juggle and balance, you are in control. You are in control, and it changes what's happening.
But you know what? I get it, and I hope the viewers get it. But a lot of times that doesn't come. Sometimes you don't even, in your lifetime, you don't even get to reach unlocking your magic because you're so stressed out, because you feel like you're out of control, right?
Right.
So, but the sooner or earlier a person understands that concept, the better off they'll be going forward in their journey.
Absolutely. And stress, believe it or not, is a choice.
Is it?
It is.
Isn't it the good, bad, and the ugly, though? I mean,
it can be, but it's
Lorna, you just had a fabulous. I'm gonna blow you up here. You just had a fabulous event, a wedding for your daughter.
Yes.
Well, that's a great event, but
I was not stressed.
You weren't stressed.
I was not. My daughter was stressed because she hasn't learned all these things yet. But it's always a choice, and when we trust ourselves. And when we can look at the fact that we're 100%, right, in our lives, we're 100%. We are here.
Okay.
We're sitting here. So we've gotten through every single thing that has ever been put in front of us. I mean, really take that in for a second.
Okay.
You're 100%.
Perfect score.
But so often we don't give ourselves credit for that. And we don't, we take care of things. We get things done. It all works out.
But so why don't we take credit, though? Why?
Right. Well,
conditioning, culture.
Beliefs that are sort of deeply grooved in our brains through our experiences that
our families tell us to stay small, stay quiet. Right?
Feel
Women get this message from a very, very young age that we have to dim our own lights and take care of everybody else.
No, we're not dimming any light.
It's pretty bright in here.
But that
is pretty bright. We're not dimming a light. No.
Right. But that's why it happens. Right. That's why people get to that place.
And they need to realize and say this mantra. I mean, this is something that I say often, subconsciously and consciously, and sometimes in the mirror every morning. And I did get this from my acting coach in New York, Bob McAndrew. Yes, I'm gonna clue him in here. I'm gonna just plug him. He makes us say, I am who I am, and it's great to be me. See, and if you say that over and over, you'll start to believe it, because the mind controls
the body,
everything.
Everything.
Right?
That's right. Right.
So, how does the impact of, share your words on impact of worry?
Okay. So what is worry?
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, worry is...
It's a bad emotion, I know
It's
that.
an emotion that keeps you trying to protect yourself from a future event that hasn't even happened yet.
So it's almost like a waste of time.
It is a total waste of
and show
energy.
it to me. Show me worry.
Where's
show
worry?
me stress. Can you put it in the cup?
So it's
No,
up
we
here.
can't touch it.
No,
It's not.
It's up
It's
here.
not real.
It's the story
It's
that
a
you're
state of
telling
mind.
yourself. It's the fear part of your brain that's operating and driving the show. It's the lack of trust in yourself and your abilities. It's the grasping and the manipulation that if you can control what's going to happen, then I'll be okay.
Right.
And this is a huge, huge paradigm shift. If you make your happiness, contentment, joy dependent on outside events and circumstances, people, places, and things, you're going to have a very hard life.
Right. They need to look internal.
Right.
Yes.
It's an inside job.
It's an inside job.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, stress and worry and everything are an inside job. You have to say, what's really going on, right? What am I telling myself? What is my, sort of crazy reactive mind, telling me and keeping me in this fear place?
Right.
And what can you do right now, right? When we're worrying, it's anxiety about things that have not happened.
So we're never present.
Right? We're not present. And if you're in regret, it means you're in the past.
Right.
It
And the
means
power
you're not,
is here.
The power is right here and what's actually in front of you.
Right.
So when someone is having, if your child is having a tantrum for the 45th time, don't think about the previous 44 times, right? Because that's what we do. That's how we get into that mode. Like,
And
oh
don't
my gosh, here we
project.
go again.
And don't project and saying, well, it must be because I was such a bad mom and it must be because I didn't do the right thing. We get caught up in our self-limiting stories.
But we can't cry over spilt milk. Like, we can't unscramble eggs. We
got
can't
it.
put the milk that already spilled on the floor back into the glass,
No
right?
amount of worrying
Exactly.
or guilt is going to change the past or control the future.
And the only thing you can do is try to be there for your child right there in that moment. What do they need right this second as this tantrum is happening?
And in order to be there, and that's really part of what we're talking about, in order to be there, you have to consciously make a decision to say, okay, I need to invite some calm and some stillness into my life. I need to pay attention, almost become the observer, consciously of your mind.
Right.
Of what's really running here.
Be present.
Be present.
Be present. Two words.
Yeah.
Be
Right.
present.
Yes.
And then all the time.
Yeah.
So women, I had asked the question, why women? And I want to ask it again. Why? Why not men?
Women and men
Need
need
it.
this work. There's
Right.
no
For
question about that. And I'm not going to say I haven't had men clients. I have. We focus on women because we are women, and
Good.
that has been our experience.
Good.
We are wives and mothers and daughters
and caregivers,
sisters
right.
and friends,
Yeah.
and it's our zone of genius. I think
It
you
is.
said that.
And you know what? And I appreciate that because I wrote my first book, Don't Let It Get You, an empowering health and fitness guide for women. And some people push back and they say, well, what about the men? And I say wholeheartedly, the first thing, this is a book for women because we have competing priorities every single day. We wear these multiple hats.
That's right.
And I am not dismissing the men.
No.
I mean, I'm in a lovely marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone through ups and downs, but I'm happy. 30 years, right? So I feel as though women should take care of themselves.
Yes.
So then that way they can take care of others. Do a better job at it.
And
at
here's the
it.
thing about Dr. Joy, when we love working with women because
Yeah.
we believe a lot of this is tapping into our magic is our intuition.
Yes.
It's our inner
Ooh.
guru. It's our inner healer. It's our GPS, right? And I'm going to be honest with you. There's a feminine power that's intrinsically all about intuition. It's your feminine divine. It's the laws of nature, really. The laws of the universe.
Right.
Magic is within all of us, but it's also in the universe.
Oh, yes.
Right? And it's really about getting in sync. So,
Yes.
and mostly women, they try to fix themselves all the time, especially in my world with the dieting. I'm a problem to be solved. I just got to find the next best thing.
Oh, they want it quick,
Because
fast.
what we've done is we've become women in a masculine world.
Right.
We have become career oriented. We have made it, right? We've gotten equality in a lot of I mean, not completely, we know, but in a lot of ways we've made great strides. But we've
Right.
done that
At the
by
expense.
becoming masculine, by taking on the traits of what's in the business world, and everything is go, 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 rush, 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 prove, achieve.
Very
Right.
masculine energy associated with
And
that.
that's when you lose touch with who we really are, which is part of nature, which is part of the world, which is the cycles, and being able to slow down and then be able to tap into that intuition.
And be present.
Yeah, because the opposite of stress and
Exactly.
frenzy is calm and stillness. It's it's going within, right? And that is more in terms of a feminine energy. Feminine energy is about ease and flow and trust and collaborate, right? It's not push, go, Joe, cheat, cheat, cheat.
Right. And we've lost that. As a society, we've lost it. Everyone feels that that's what we have to live up to. And it's just not true. And if we want the ease and the flow back, we need to be able to slow down and tap back in.
All right. How do we get started? How do the women get started? I'm warm just thinking about it because I'm like so excited.
Yeah.
How do we get started as women to unlock the magic within?
Okay. Well, I think the first piece, right, is we have a lot of tools and strategies. We offer workshops and retreats. We have a signature system that
Oh, I see
it's
that.
a little bit of a
8 pieces.
There's a little bit of a framework there for you. We
There's-
call them the points of light on our compass, right,
Okay.
on our GPS. And the idea essentially is
Compass.
that's right.
Ah.
Matching.
Oh,
mark.
that's really cool.
But the idea is these are practices, and they're lifelong, but they are transformative, right?
Okay.
To keep practicing with a conscious commitment to tap into the power of self-awareness, the power of self-acceptance, unconditional self-love, right? So there's many practices to do this. In terms of we learn to quiet that inner critic in our head. We learned that when we accept all of ourselves, and we always like to say the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's good. You're right.
Right.
That we come into our power, because nobody else then can hold that stuff against you, and we're not so much busy worrying about trying to be something the world's told us to be.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have this framework, and there are about 25 or 30 points under each one of those 8 points of light, because it expands to each part of our lives.
So when we coach, for example, someone say, well, they might share an argument that they've been having like constantly, over and over again, or an unwanted habit or a self-sabotaging behavior. We will say, okay, well, let's think about that. Let's look at rewrite your story. That's point of light number 2.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you have to do that. And like you said the word before, pivot.
Yeah.
And when you pivot, that means you're making a change for the better. And it's all about you and not about someone else. So can we go through these 8 points? There are 8 points of light to unlock the magic within. I know it's behind you.
Yeah, I'll
so
let you do-
yeah, so it's the number 1 is discover the magic moment. What do you say to that?
The magic moment is that present moment that we were just talking about with the
pause
tantrum.
button.
It's you hit the pause and you say, what needs to happen now? Am I overreacting? Am I telling myself a story about what this means? Or can I just come back into myself and take 3 breaths and deal with what's happening?
You shift into that relaxation response. You stop that stress response, and you flood your body with good hormones, as opposed to the inflammatory ones that keep you running amok.
So the fight and flight response goes
Out
the window.
So lots of tools around how to trigger the relaxation response, because that is when that part of our brain that we want driving the car is working.
And that's when you get out of reactive mode. That's when it's not the knee-jerk reaction,
The habitual
doing
behavior
the same thing over and over again.
And what happens when you do the same thing over and over again? You
get
get the
the
same
same
result.
thing.
And then if the result is bad, it's insanity, right?
It is insanity.
So move to number 2, rewrite your story. I love that.
So rewrite your story is about looking at the self-limiting beliefs and the narratives and the stories that our negative inner critic tells us all the time, and that we take on. So it's starting to create a space and start to observe, right? What is really going on here?
Right. And it's also about taking responsibility. A lot of people feel that life has happened to them and that they can get into a very victim mentality.
Right.
This happened and
blaming.
blaming and my life is so hard because of XYZ.
If only she and he would do this, if only he would do that, if only the job would look like this.
But when you take responsibility for the fact that you have made choices that have gotten you where you are, right? You took the job, you had the child, you signed the child up for 14 activities.
right, with a triple book.
Right. Well, who did that?
Right.
Who did that?
Right, you did.
Right. And so you still have a choice. You can say we're only doing X amount of activities.
That's right.
Right. And we're always in choice.
Always.
And when you can recognize that, that's how you rewrite your story.
And you don't,
right?
and just to notice that you are in choice and own it doesn't mean you judge yourself. Really, really good distinction here, right?
Yeah, you got to go deep
can
with
notice-
number 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
You can notice
Ooh, deep
Right.
down,
Yes.
down to the toes.
without
Yes.
judging. Now.
Without
Right.
judging.
Without judging.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So number 3, honor yourself.
Oh, well, that's a
Pretty
Yeah,
self-explanatory.
that's pretty self-explanatory.
yeah. So a lot of ritual and exercises around truly putting yourself on your to-do list, truly honoring your whole self.
And slowing down.
And not thinking again inside that it's a selfish move.
That's right.
Right.
Because a lot of times when you do something for yourself,
Yes.
you may say, "Oh, well, I know that
I
may
should.
be selfish.
I should.
I
should.
right.
Right.
Or I should not."
Right.
Right. And that gets to the inner critic, which is
Right. Nourish with rituals is number 4.
So yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
and that's having the cup of tea and taking the bath.
Walking in
And-
nature.
And being quiet with yourself
And
and
getting in
really
your
paying
body.
attention to your what's going on in your head and what's going on in your body.
Do you include feng shui principles within your 8 points
Well,
of
the
light?
feng shui is being in sync, being and finding harmony. So absolutely, absolutely.
What about expand your knowing?
Ooh, that's a
What's
nice,
that?
That's juicy. That's knowing that you're not alone in this. That's knowing that you have that energy, you have that source and capacity, that magic that's within us and also around you.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that the universe, you know,
Has your
has your
back.
back.
And it spreads too. Because people that love you and know you and are really your friends, because we could talk about frenemies all day long, but we're not going to go there because that's negative. But you will see you shift. As you shift, they shift too.
No
Right.
choice.
Because
they have no choice but to shift.
When you change the dance has to change.
Right.
Number 6 is own your creativity.
So what if we were to decide that we are the creators of our life? We are the conscious creators of every experience that we are having.
I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Look at what you created. This show,
Exactly.
your radio station.
And it all starts
your-
with a thought. Everything in this room, everything that's happened in our life, everything on this planet starts with a thought. This cup, Dr. Joy, started with someone had to have a thought to make this cup.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So that's how
Yeah.
powerful we are. And we forget that, right? We forget that we are creating all the time. So what do you want to create?
Right.
So it's eliminating fear too, because a lot of
yeah,
times people
absolutely.
don't achieve that thing. They feel it, but they don't really execute on it because they have that fear of failure. Well, failure is a part of life.
We love failure.
But right. I've learned to
And
embrace
for our
it.
our
Yes.
kids need to embrace failure.
Oh.
And we as parents need to let our kids be okay with failure.
Yes.
That's right, because failure is part of the journey.
Absolutely.
Hello.
You either win
It's-
or you learn.
You
Right.
win or you learn. You don't lose.
Right.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
You win or you learn.
Right.
That's right.
You don't lose.
Right.
No.
And we like to talk not as much about the fear part, but about the trust part. We've got to trust. We've got to trust that the universe has our back and that no matter what happens, it is for our highest good. It is for our learning and growth. And you either win or you learn.
You win or you learn.
And the learning, I mean, how many people say that at the time it was the worst thing that ever happened to them, but when they look back on it, they recognize it was actually the best thing that ever happened to them.
Dr. Joy, you know,
Yes.
I've had so many, catalysts for,
Hold up your
regret.
book. Hold up your book.
So, okay, so
The No
this
Diet
started
Cookbook,
in 2011 after a diagnosis. After, a not so great finding on
Right.
a standard test.
Right.
And it launched me into, instead of fear, worry, and contraction, it launched me into expansion.
There you go.
It said it helped me get clarity on what I wanted to create.
Where can people get your book?
On Amazon or on my website, yourdeliciousbalance.com.
Yes.
So this was a launching pad into this, and it just keeps getting better.
Right.
Right?
Launching pad into a 60-pound weight loss.
Exactly.
And a holistic chef. And
Career and
health coach
meeting a business partner, which I have to be honest with you, so many folks in our business go it alone. And how
Yeah.
blessed am I to have, by coincidence, met not only my closest friend, but my business partner.
Because of the universe.
Because
Because you
100%.
tapped into your magic.
And we were
and you
allowing
tapped
it to
into your
happen.
magic.
Exactly.
And you
Yes.
allowed it to happen.
That's right.
Hello.
we created it.
You created it. Number 7, conjure your desires.
Lorna. Love this one.
Conjure
We have a
your
whole
desires.
program on this one. Yeah.
And it's all about your thoughts make your reality,
Yeah.
right? And if you can think it, you can have it. And it is in our power to have whatever we believe that we can have, right? And
right.
believe is the key word.
Right.
And because of all the limiting beliefs that we have, there are so many people who say, well, that's for someone else, right? Like, I can't manifest that. I can't have that in my life. But that's how we limit ourselves. The only limitation is us.
And again, that is what we have to, be gentle, because it's kind of like, oh, it's my fault. We're not telling people to say, oh, you're in your own way. But you are in your own
Well,
way.
you kind of are in your own
You're
way.
in your
Like,
way.
Right.
Why
So-
not? Why can't you do it?
So again,
Because-
you stop stepping into the blame and the
Right.
shame game and everything with everything else, and you recognize. I said, okay, I'm the conscious creator of my life. I get to choose what how I feel even.
Right.
Quite honestly, it's the meaning that we make of things. It's perception.
Right.
And that conjure your desires probably ties into when you go to bed, you're grateful for all the things that have happened. So gratitude is
Absolutely.
part of it, right?
Gratitude is huge, and you want to go, so many people go to bed worried about their next day's to-do
Yeah,
list,
no.
right? And they can't fall asleep.
Right.
I mean, when you go to bed, you should be thinking of what you want.
Yeah.
What do I want? I want to be a sought after, famous on television,
Right.
helping as many women as possible
That's
with this
right.
message. Those are the things, I want to be healthy. I want to be wealthy. I want all of these things that are the positive, as opposed to the worry of, worrying is really asking for what you don't want.
Yeah, but the universe cannot discern between don't and do.
There
So
is no
you have
no.
there's no you have to put it out there,
right.
and they're
Get in
gonna
alignment with it.
and get in alignment.
Feel
Exactly.
Feel it within your whole self.
So that's about helping people get out of their own way.
Yes.
And it all starts with a mindset change. So whether you want better health, a better relationship, more financial prosperity, you have to start here.
That's right. And believe it
And
internally.
believe
Embrace it.
Yes.
Right. And wake up every morning
And maybe even know it.
and know it.
Right? Because
Yes.
believing, all our beliefs came from us learning something. But when you know something,
Right.
it's unshakable.
Right. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
When you know something, it's
Yeah.
Yes.
unshakable.
And you just allow it to come.
Number 8, believe in your magic.
Yeah, which is the first and the last, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
it's the basis of it all.
Alpha and
You
Omega.
You have to believe that this is in you. It all goes back to the beliefs. I mean, each one of these has to do with beliefs. And when you know it's in you, and it is in everyone. I mean, this is not something that only we have, or
that
it's
you
not
have
something
to
that only
invent.
select or
Yes.
chosen people have.
Yeah.
This is in every human being on the face of the earth.
So Dr. Joy, you're going to have a new radio show, right? So back in our day, there's still a dial. There's not it's not digital yet, right?
Right.
But I like to, align this to, there's many radio stations, right? And we tend to get stuck in one.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is there's a whole band
Yes.
that we
Right.
can make ourselves open and receptive to. So that's what unlocking your magic is. It's, can you understand that there is so much more than you've been led to believe? That if you want things to get easier in your life, it's already done, right? You already have everything you need within you. You don't need to start chasing everything.
You need to go after what you want.
Yeah.
Couple questions before we wrap up. Number 1, how long does this process take?
At least
Well,
one lifetime, perhaps
One
more.
lifetime. I like that. So
I know
it's
that
not
you want the pat answer of 8
no,
weeks to...
no, I don't. I don't want the pat answer. I want your answer.
Yeah. Right, which
So
is-
it's a lifetime.
It's
a
a
lifetime.
lifetime. There's
With
always
a lifetime
more.
of benefit. Yes.
When's the best time to get started?
Today.
Now. So how can people find you?
Unlockmagic.life.
Unlockmagic.life.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so they can get in contact with you on unlockmagic.life. They should get started now.
They should go check out the Magical Compass Cards.
Right.
It's a free download. Great way to understand the signature system framework.
Okay.
Yes. Give
With
you a little
practic-
taste of what we offer.
Practical daily exercise and tools that they can start immediately.
And when is your next retreat?
Yep.
November 3rd through 5th.
Ooh, that's
And the
coming
cast is
up.
coming right up.
Okay.
Still have
Yes.
a couple spots.
Wow. All
Yes.
right. Well, you better sign up. I want to thank you, Lorna and Christine,
Thank
for
you,
being
Dr.
guests on the
Joy.
Dr. Joy Show. And yeah, you'll come back and you'll be on the radio show
We'll make
too.
more magic.
Yes, and we'll make more magic. Until then, unlock your magic because you have the power to do so. It's all inside. Until next time, be blessed, stay healthy. See ya.